So Alf's Mustang garage kind of recently just covered this, and it got me thinking because I noticed something with my uh, gauges in my cluster that something I've been troubleshooting for a couple of days. He happened to be doing a video on a sending unit. You should go check that video out. It's actually kind of funny. I've never seen anything like that before. Um, but I'm troubleshooting the electrical side of it, and the way that these things work, they have what's called a CVR, or Constant Voltage Regulator, on the gauges. So the oil, temp, and fuel gauge all use right around 4 to 6 volts, let's call it. And all that it does is the original ones have a mechanical circuit in there that pulses the 12 volts, which kind of it kind of um, synthesizes 4 to 6 volts. And so I wanted to take a look at this. I've got my Simpson 260 on it right now. I haven't hooked the scope up to it, but this is enough to tell me kind of what's going on here. And it is very inconsistent. It'll be consistent for a while. Um, the average voltage is going to be somewhere in here, right? So it's somewhere around 3 to 4 volts is the average right now, just based on watching the meter. But I could be off by quite a bit just because it's an analog meter, which is a better way of measuring this. You couldn't do it with a DVM. DVM's too slow. Um, but I am watching it every once in a while. It's like bumping up to 6 volts, which explains why my fuel gauges, or why, well, all my gauges, they're all doing it. They'll be displaying a value and they all kind of shift, and then they go back, and they shift and they go back. Um, that's the CVR being really inconsistent. So the old ones are mechanical, like I said. The new ones are solid state, which I would expect, if it's going to be a transistor in there, is going to be very deterministic or very repeatable. That's another way of saying that. It's always going to bump. It's always going to cycle at the same rate, whereas these mechanical units, it's probably using a bimetallic heater strip in there of some sort, would be my guess. And it heats up, and when it heats up, it opens the circuit, it gets cools down, it closes again, and it cycles constantly. Well, those things go bad over time, and they get weak. The springs in them get weak. It's just a mechanical thing. I'm pretty certain that that's what those are inside. Um, Transistors were kind of a new thing when these cars were built. And, transistors are a way of oscillating something like this. And so this oscillator is mechanical, I think. I'm going to take it apart, but I think from what I've read, they're mechanical. So the new ones are solid state, much more repeatable. They're going to oscillate it at the same frequency versus kind of a variable one where I'm watching this. It's going anywhere between 3.5 to 5 volts, and if it kind of goes through a stint where it's high, the gauge is going to read higher. If it goes through a stint where it's reading lower, the gauge is going to read lower. I think it may be the reverse. It may be inverse of that. But one way or another, the voltage is inconsistent going to the gauges. That will cause them to read funny. Especially if it's just kind of hanging on the low side or the high side, they're going to read inaccurately. So I'm going to try out. I ordered a new CVR, and I'm going to swap it out. We'll see how much better it is than this. But this is kind of all over the place. So we're going to show just how basic one of these constant voltage regulators are. And man, they put the basic in basic. It is quite literally what I suspected. It is a heating wire, little resistive wire there that heats up a bimetallic strip, which then opens up that contact that you see right there. So yeah, that's about as basic as it gets. And this adjustment jack screw here, which is they glued in place, so it's pre-calibrated at the factory. Um, it is what kind of adjusts it. That's the calibration for it. Pretty simple, basic thing there. So I got a brand new one from Amazon. This is Standard Motor Products, and it doesn't work. I bench tested it. It goes up to 12 volts, then it goes to 0 volts for a while, then it goes up to 12 volts. So it's not cycling like it's supposed to. I may try to adjust it here, but you know what? I suspect that this is probably mechanical inside too. Scott Drake makes a solid state one. So I'm going to go ahead and order that one. I don't know why I didn't order that one in the first place, though. I just didn't think about it. So I'm going to have to get the right one now. In the meantime, what I might do on this one is clean up the contacts on it. Because it is cycling like it's supposed to. But in general, it looks like the voltage is hanging out on the low side, potentially. So cleaning the contacts may help with that. So I'm going to get a little bit of deoxit on here and a paper towel and just clean the contacts a little bit. I don't want to take any material off because that'll change the calibration of it. But I'll go ahead and slam this back in there, and we'll have to wait for the new one to come. Yeah, this thing's a joke. Brand new out of the box. I had to adjust it, and look at how inconsistent it works. I adjusted it to where it was only going up between 8 and 0, which should give me about 4. Look at it. It's all over the place. Now it's sweeping almost 12. It's incredible that they ever got these things to work, just in general, incredible the days before transistors. um, you know, Now the Scott Drake one that I ordered will be here tomorrow. It's all solid state, which is going to be very repeatable. I'm just hoping that the voltage is correct. Whatever its output voltage is correct for my gauges. I've got the old one back in it for right now, and I got it kind of working to where it's, at least the gauges do something, but everything's reading way too high now. It's reading too much fuel, too high a temperature, too high a oil pressure, because the voltage is on more. So I did figure out, by the way, that it makes sense too, because when the gauges are off, they read empty or low. So when you apply power to them, they're going to go, if you apply full power to them. Now, I don't think you can put 12 volts on them constantly. I think it'll actually burn the gauges up. I assume so. But if you apply 12 volts, if you apply a higher voltage in between 0 and 12, say you apply 8 all the time, they're going to read higher than they should. I think that the number's like right around 5 volts. So, yeah, this thing's like totally inconsistent, Well, here you have it right there. Hecho in T1. So, I don't know who would even make, I don't even know why they make a reproduction mechanical one. What's the point? Transistor's cheaper than that coil of wire that's in there. I mean, well, whatever. I won't rant anymore, but anyways, we got the right one on the way here. Okay, got the new Scott Drake solid state unit, and it doesn't really have any instructions with it. Made in China, of course. Let's get that. Yeah, gotta love the made in China. J1 is in, J3 is out. The case is going to be ground, just like the old one. It looks to me like it's got an adjustable pot, maybe, or a resistor of some type. It's real small. It says R4, so that resistor 4 would be what that is, and I bet that probably adjusts the voltage. So let's go ahead and let's power it up. I got it wired in here. I'm going to hook it up to my test battery we got here. Let's watch the meter when we do that. Let's see here. Get it. There we go. All right. And so it looks like we've got constant voltage, which is good. It's better than it having to constantly oscillate. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to regulate that down a little bit, but I think that's what that little pot's for on the back there, to get it accurate. I'm thinking that's going to be a little bit too high. A constant voltage like that's going to be a little bit too high. But so let's get it installed. We'll take a look. Let's disconnect it. And this tells me, as it's slowly degrading here, there's capacitors in here. There's a capacitor. That's a capacitor discharging. Now, if the gauges were hooked up, that would drop quick because you'd have a load on it. This is a very high resistance. Well, as meters are, this is very high resistance, so it's going to take it a long time for it to deplete the energy that's stored in the capacitors, especially as the voltage lowers. It takes longer. So we'll get this thing installed. I do like that it's solid state. I'm hoping that that's an adjustment there. That's what it sure heck what it looks like to me, because I'm probably going to have to adjust it to get my gauges calibrated correctly. So we'll pop it in. All right, new CVR is installed. Gauges are rock solid now. I did not need to play with the voltage at all. That is just my subjective look at it, though. I didn't compare the values of the gauges, because if it changed the voltage, it's going to change where the gauge is at. I'm looking at the oil pressure here cold. That's about where it should be. It's a little higher than it was, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Everything was reading low before. The fuel, that's hard to say, because the new fuel sending unit from Holley that's with the fuel pump module, I don't trust that thing. I think it reads low. I bet if I went to go put gas in this thing right now, it wouldn't take more than about 3-4 gallons. So it's reading higher than it was, though, and that's good. That's it's more accurate than it was. Coolant temp, because the coolant temp's sending unit's location now is in the water neck because of the fuel injection. It won't read anything until this thing opens up the thermostat, which will be real shortly here. So those are the 3 gauges that operate on the CVR. The ammeter is different. It's a shunt type ammeter, and its voltage supply doesn't come from there. It doesn't work that way. But so far, happy. I think that CVR is the solution. Get rid of that mechanical unit that was in there. So this is looking like it's working pretty good. I think what I am going to do is go fill it up with gas just to see where it ends up. Who knows? Like I said, I don't trust that sending unit. So we'll call this one good. This is a real simple one. It's also good now that I kind of understand how these gauges work. Real basic setup. Really, they have a heating element inside of them as well, and as the heating element, it receives the voltage from the constant voltage regulator, and then each sending unit has a certain resistance. As the resistance goes down, the current goes up, and it will move the needle further. It's real simple. I mean, it's stupid simple. It's just, it's old technology. So I decided we close this one after I filled up the tank. So it reads overscale by quite a bit. I don't know that I'd mind that so much. I will say it took just over 5 gallons, so it might have been accurate before. Who knows? As long as it's within 1/8 of a tank or something, I guess I'd be happy with that. But everything else seems to still look like it's working fine. The temperature gauge, let's see, what are we at? We're at 192, and it's hanging like right in the middle. So I guess that's about right. Maybe it should be a little bit lower than that, but I'm not going to screw with it. I'm just going to leave the voltage regulator where it's at. I start playing with it, I'll probably make it worse. So I just wanted to show what everything was looking like. Temperature matching here, and oil pressure, that's about right. This is a fresh motor, and it's running 35-40 psi at idle, so that's real good. And the fuel, which is slightly overscale. So we'll go ahead and wrap this one up, and we'll catch you next time.